Guys and family, I am reacting to Brett Hankinson's Wanton Endangerment trial. Family, Brett Hankinson is the only officer from the botched raid on Breonna Taylor's apartment to face any charges. But what about Miles Cosgrove and Jonathan Mattingly? Mattingly was supposedly shot in the butt by Breonna Taylor's boyfriend. I say supposedly because he was facing Breonna Taylor's boyfriend, who at the time fired one shot down the hallway. Then how did Breonna Taylor's boyfriend's bullet hit Jonathan Mattingly in the butt? I think Jonathan Mattingly was hit by friendly fire, and since Brett Hankerson was shooting from outside the apartment, it is my opinion, and only my opinion, that Jonathan Mattingly was allegedly shot by Miles Cosgrove. That is the only thing that makes sense to me because the apartment was very dark. It was after 12:30 in the a.m. These officers had cased the apartment of Breonna Taylor and purposely waited until they saw the lights go out in Breonna Taylor's apartment before executing a no-knock warrant, which was later found out to have been obtained on false pretenses, which means they lied to a judge to get her to sign off on this no-knock warrant. The no-knock warrant, this is all that happened on March 13th, 2020, after 12 o'clock at night. So far, none of these officers has been charged with the murder of Breonna Taylor. Right now, Brett Hankerson has been charged with wanton endangerment for shooting into someone else's apartment, but not for the bullets that he shot into Breonna Taylor's apartment. And what about Miles Cosgrove and Jonathan Mattingly? Attorney General Daniel J. Cameron and the police did a great job at covering this whole murder of Breonna Taylor up. The family was even paid $12 million and had to sign a letter stating they would no longer protest, allegedly. All three officers were placed on administrative leave uh, assignment pending an investigation. Attorney General Daniel J. Cameron lied and submitted false evidence to a grand jury. So these three officers were never charged with the murder of Breonna Taylor. Brett Hankerson was fired June 23rd in 2020. Brett Hankerson, Miles Cosgrove, and Jonathan Mattingly have never been charged with the murder of Breonna Taylor or found guilty of accountability for the murder of Breonna Taylor. To this day, I guess we are all wondering what happened to Miles Cosgrove and Jonathan Mattingly. Well, family, Miles Cosgrove was fired in January of 2021. An autopsy on Breonna Taylor's body revealed that Miles Cosgrove was the one who shot and killed Breonna Taylor, an unarmed black 26-year-old female who worked as an emergency room technician during the height of the pandemic. But get this, family. Cosgrove was not fired for allegedly killing Breonna Taylor, according to former police chief Yvette Gentry. She resigned after all this happened. He was fired for violating standard procedures of deadly force by failing to activate his body-worn camera, not for murdering Breonna Taylor or endangering her life or the life of her boyfriend. I have to say, allegedly, even though the autopsy proved that it was his shot that killed Breonna Taylor. As for Jonathan Mattingly has wrote a book called The Fight for the Truth, the inside story behind the Breonna Taylor shooting. Jonathan Mattingly also allegedly sued Breonna Taylor's boyfriend for emotional distress. Jonathan Mattingly is currently still a Metro police officer. He is still employed by the Department of Minnesota, and that's shocking. Officers like Miles Cosgrove, Brett Hankinson, ha- he has not been charged. Miles Cosgrove, Brett Hankinson, and Jonathan Mattingly have never been charged in the murder of Breonna Taylor, and it is coming up on the 2-year anniversary of her murder. And so far, we are still fighting for justice for Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor was in her home asleep March 13th in 2020 when these officers used a no-knock warrant to knock down the door of her home. Her boyfriend, thinking that their apartment was being broken into, fired one shot, excuse me, y'all, to protect him and Breonna. He fired one shot. And they're trying to say that that one shot is what hit Jonathan Mattingly. And unless that bullet did a ricochet, I don't see how Jonathan Mattingly got shot in the butt by Kenneth Walker. I don't understand that. Anyway, guys, we are still fighting for justice for Breonna Taylor. And Brett Hankinson, in his wanton endangerment case, if he is found guilty, he could face at least 5 years in prison. And that is more than Kim Potter got for killing Dante Wright. The justice system is all backwards. It's all backwards. And I don't see how it is. I know Attorney General Daniel J. Cameron allegedly was trying to hitch his star to Donald Trump. He thought that Donald Trump was going to be the next president, which is why he did what he did. He was looking out for himself. But who's looking out for Breonna Taylor? These officers, Miles Cosgrove, Brett Hankerson, and Jonathan Mattingly have not been charged in the murder of Breonna Taylor. And now Jonathan Mattingly has wrote a book to get coins off of this young lady's murder, this beautiful queen. I wish him little or no success on his book. Because the truth be told, we all know what happened in that apartment at 12:30 in the morning. It was a botched raid on an apartment, and those police officers allegedly lied to get that no-knock warrant. They tried to claim that a postal worker told them that she was getting some suspicious packages, which was a lie. All right, guys. To my beautiful queen, Breonna Taylor, I want to say rest in eternal peace. My condolences to your family. And guys, I guess I'm out.